right, guys, listen, we told you guys, doing business your way is now doing business your way 2.23 or 0.23, I think it is, right? For 2023. Look, we're not going to really be bearing down on business plans anymore. We're not going to be bearing down on a lot of the stuff that we did last year. Where we're going to be bearing a lot in this year is understanding our market, understanding where it's projecting, and seeing exactly what you're doing to really, modify your business to accommodate the current industry, right? So just a little bit of a heads up, because a lot of it's going to sound somewhat, I don't want to say negative because it's a reality, right? But it is going to sound, like, holy crap, how are we going to adjust to this current market, adjustment? But we've been talking about this even during fourth quarter, guys. We've been talking about how 2023, there's still going to be that market of where it's going to be, correcting itself, right? There's still going to be some correction. But mind you, okay, you'll hear that a lot. You're going to hear, man, the market's correcting. There's, their interest rates are high. There's not enough inventory still to this point. Call it what you will. But the reality is the market is correcting itself from the high volume or high increases of those sales that were way above market price, way above list price, guys. It's not like it's correcting itself from an average base price point, right, to, oh, it's going to go below. Now your house is worth less than what you owe. Technically not the case. Now, for those people that bought above list price last year, went 20, 30, 40, 50, even 100 grand, yes, you're going to be kind of under the water there for a while, right? Because the market is correcting itself, okay? But get this. We've been also talking about other ways or other legs to bring into your real estate business and how to stay, relevant in the industry, right? A lot of the things that are going to happen, you're going to see a lot of agents that came out of, that market where everything was just selling like gangbusters and everybody and their mother wanted to be a real estate agent. Well, guess what? That's also going to correct itself. So we're going to also lose a lot more of agents in our industry. That's not going to give us that competitive, I guess we're not going to be as competitive out there with one another as it was previously a year ago or 2 years ago. Okay, that's already happening. You can go on MREC and you can see a lot of the people that are licensed are going back because they're just like, man, I can't even consider doing this right now. Now, how much of a correction are we looking at? Let's put it this way. October of 22, they were 38.1% higher than they were in the start of the pandemic. So we still were above. In 2022 in October, we were still up 38% in sales or values from prior to the pandemic. So that says something, right? Because prior to the pandemic, we were doing really good, weren't we? Yeah, the market was doing good. Everything was trending. So what we need to focus on, especially this morning, guys, we're going to really focus on how we're going to tackle the current market and how to strategize your marketing and your branding towards that industry or towards that environment of industry that we're currently in, right? We're in a negative environment of industry right now. Everybody's saying that real estate's going to tank, real estate's going to do this, real estate's going to do that. That's not the case, man. At the end of the day, real estate still needs to happen. Transactions need to still be transacted. The thing is that we need to be very creative and very smart and very diligent on how we get our brand out there. What are the other legs we talked about in the past, guys, of how to get in there integrated and try to find other outlets of real estate business? We talked about assisted centers, right? Assisted living centers, going out there and approaching them and seeing what kind of relationships you can establish. Because right now, believe it or not, in 2023, there's a higher average of baby boomers, if you will, that are going to really need to sell their houses to get into these senior citizens or assisted living centers, right? So it's important to start establishing those relationships because this year is going to be very crucial. You're going to see a high demand for that because it's that year where I don't know how they break these numbers down. I'm not an analyst or an economist, but basically in 2023, you're going to see a rise of people wanting to get into assisted living centers. So this is the time to really get yourself, certified with the senior citizen stuff that we talked about. I know Sean did it. I know Joe was gonna do it, not sure where that ended up at, but you know, again, yes, Mike, you have it too, good.
No, I was gonna ask, where are you guys doing this internally, or is this one of
No,
those
it's just,
DRS
it's a certification you get online, Mike, that you can get online, and Sean can kindly share that information with you, he's got it. So if you want to put that in the group chat, Sean, that'd be great if you can do me that favor. But what we're doing, Mike, is we're basically, you know, trying to again, going ahead of the curve here, and we're trying to find these outlays of legs of your industry, you know, of your business, that you want to become a one-stop shop, especially for that environment, because in that environment of business, you're not only dealing with real estate, you're dealing with assets, you're dealing with estate planners, you're going to be dealing with a lot of, you know, moving companies. You want to be able to be that one-stop shop for these individuals so they can continue to refer you. And the moving and assisted living centers much prefer having that assistance, because they're looking at just hopefully just getting that intake from that from that individual and seeing where they're at, so they can qualify for their homes, right? Their assisted centers. So, you know, Sean's going to be looking it up and put it in our chat, and you can find it right there, Mike. And then also Kristen will get it out to you right away. But that's one of them. You know, that's one leg that we need to start talking about, right? Guess what else is going to be popping up in 2023, guys? Short sales and foreclosures. They're coming. They're coming. Okay? Short sales and foreclosures are coming. And we need to be prepared for that. So what is it? How, you know, for the people that are on this screen, the last time we had to deal with foreclosures and what was the other one I just said? Short sales, sorry. And short sales. It was before 08. So if you weren't in the industry before 08, we're going to need to catch you guys up on that, right? We're going to need to sit down and talk to you guys about that, because it's going to be very crucial. You guys understand how that works.
I've been getting emails about that CDTV designation.
Yeah.
Distressed property.
Yeah.
And they're sending those out a lot.
Yeah. Well, bear in mind, the reason why, guys, is because there was a lot of people that were able to purchase homes back 10 years ago, 15 years ago, that they were on ARMs, they were on this, they were on that. So now these interest rates are going to realign themselves. And the way the current market's interest rate looks like, it's not like it's going to be beneficial for them. So they might be stuck paying an extremely high payment, you know, because of their loan, you know, setup. So we need to start looking at that leg. That leg is short sales and foreclosures. We will start talking about in our class, in the 2.023 class, we will be talking about that step by step of how to do that. We're going to be working on that, guy. Today is just an outline of what we got coming up for the year. It does happen. Nothing to be concerned about. If you know, the more you know, the more you're going to be able to access these types of transactions and be that go-to person, guys. Okay. Listings. Guess what? We're still short on inventory on listings, guys. There's still inventories that's low out there. That's why you guys need to start looking into heavily into that assisted living center program. Really get out there, get your appointment set up, go out there and meet these individuals. I don't care if you got to keep knocking on their doors until they pay attention to you guys, but we need to do that, because that's the way you're going to be able to gather listings on a much quicker pace than you would trying to get out there and you know, I guess, you know, flooding the market with you know, flyers or anything like that. But I highly recommend taking that approach. Okay. Real estate's going to continue to go, guys. It's not going to stop. I mean, whoever, you know, if you fall into that vibe of, man, this year's going to be really extremely slow, this ain't going to work for me, it's far from the case. Real estate's there. The business is there. We just have to devise areas of expertise in this industry that's going to make you guys to be the go-to people. One of them, again, senior citizens. The other one is short sales and foreclosures. Okay. What else is another leg around this time that a lot of people take advantage of, guys? All right, here I go. Left you guys thinking. Get your relationship started with those banks, those local banks. You know why? Because they have foreclosures they're gonna be picking up. And when they pick them up, that's when, what does that mean? They're REOs, it's real estate owned property, which means they're gonna need to have an agent to represent them to sell these things on an open market, because guess what? It's not gonna be like it was a year ago that if one of 100 homes got foreclosed on, the banks were gonna go ahead and put money in it, fix it up, and then turn around, sell it and make a profit. They're not in that position any longer. They can't do that anymore. Does that make sense? They don't have that availability anymore because they know that the market's very shaky. So they're not gonna wanna dump money in a property. They're gonna wanna hopefully just get rid of that asset as much as they can get out of it. That's what they're gonna sell it for. So another area that you guys need to start looking at or talking to is your local banking institutions. And when I mean local banking institutions, I mean your small sector banks, your Midwest banks, your Enterprise Bank and Trust, your cash banks, your private, it's called private banks. I mean, there's quite a few banks out there. Listen, and call out there, introduce yourselves, you know, get out there and try to figure a way to get it with those guys, because they're gonna need people to sell their properties. It's gonna happen. So I just given you guys 3 lanes or 3 legs of business that you guys should look into to get ready for 2023. Your 4th one is your everyday business, guys. Don't stop. Keep doing what you're doing. Get your marketing out there. Look at Mike. I mean, Mike, I'll be honest with you guys right off the bat. You guys know our culture. Our culture is we're always open. We're always open to give everybody ideas. If you guys want to talk about marketing, Mike's got a good niche. I mean, Mike's got a really good niche when it comes to marketing. He's really in line with his, you know, his branding. It's awesome. If you ever had any couple questions, I'm sure Mike would be more than happy to answer and help you guys through that. But the main thing here, guys, when we talk about your current business, we talk about what? Your business plan. We talk about your relationship with your current lenders, your lender-vendor partners. You're going to set them up. I hope already you guys are at that point where you guys are already communicating with your lender partners, seeing what they're going to be able to do for you guys and what they're going to, you know, what they're willing to commit as far as helping you grow and build your business. Sarah with USA Mortgage, man, and Greg with Homestead Financial, Russ with American Funding. These guys are already at the wheel to help you guys out and build a model around you guys. I know Kylie here in our office has a meeting already set with Sarah, and they're going to set up her whole branding, her whole marketing, her outlay, her month to month, what's going to go out there. So it basically becomes autonomous. I mean, it can't, I mean, I'm not saying it can't get any easier, but I mean, that's a lot of work that's taken off your hands that will be done to your specification to continue ramping that funnel so you guys can get some organic business. So doing business your way 2.023 is not, we're not going to be hounding you guys on your business plans anymore. You guys already know for sure how heavy and passionate we are with that. What we're going to be dealing with this time around this year are current events or our current affairs, things that are doing, things that are working and things that are not working. Because guess what? There's going to be things that we're going to throw out there that are not going to probably move as progressive as other options that are, or suggestions or marketing that are out there, guys. But we got to start putting, we got to start putting pen to paper. Week 1 of January of 2023. If you guys need to know, there's a class on NAR on chat right now that's out there. I think Sean Reeser put it on there. It's a CRES designation, Mike, if you see it. It's Senior Real Estate Specialist. It's a couple $100, I think, Sean, right? You want to elaborate just a little bit more on that, please?
Yeah, it's a couple $100. It took me, I can't remember how many hours it was. It was like 10 hours, I think it was. Just a bunch of questions, and then you get actually after about 6 to 8 weeks, they still do old snail mail. They send you a packet of stuff. So I haven't really done a whole lot with it lately, or recently, but that's the designation. It's on the National Associated Realtors page.
Cool.
Yeah.
Appreciate it.
For some reason,
Anybody know what a BPO is?
Pardon?
Broker price opinion.
A BPO? Okay.
Broker price opinion.
Guess what? You're gonna start getting calls eventually from banking institutions and servicing companies for BPOs. They're gonna want to have you guys do broker price opinions, okay? This is another another point that's gonna be coming up in not only in 2023, but in 2024, guys. So look up BPOs, get familiar on how to do those. It's basically a CMA, guys, but in a nutshell, you'll walk the property, you go in there and you're gonna give them the condition, you're gonna give them your opinion on that price of that property. Why is it important for you to have a good relationship with those people? Because once you give them that price, you can also tell them, hey, guess what? I already have a buyer for you, because there's still investors out there that are gonna buy in this market. And believe me, you get a hold of a REIT or someone that represents a REIT, they're gonna come in and buy several hundreds of homes that are in the foreclosure blocks, because those types of firms have the stability and the finance capability to sit on it for a couple of years without stressing about it. That's what happened in 08, guys. In 08, when we went through that whole market crash, a lot of these big venture capitalists, these big VC firms from all over the country came in and bought in heavy populated distressed areas such as Detroit, such as St. Louis, such as I'm trying to say, I think it was Miami. I know Las Vegas was one heavily hit. They came in and they were just buying up foreclosures left and right. Why do you think they did that? Well, because they had the support, they had the stability and the timing to hold on to those properties that after the market realigned itself, these guys made billions upon billions of dollars in resale of these properties being sold as is. You guys can be those types of representatives. So get to understand what a BPO is, a broker's price opinion, guys. All right. So there's 5 right now, 5 avenues that I've basically gained or stated that are very important that we need to take in consideration. And then again, these are 5 areas that you can talk and partner with your vendor partners, right? I know Sarah and I know Greg and Russ, they're heavily wanting to set up relationship with you guys or business relationships with you guys to try to get to these points and hopefully make you guys stand out from the rest of your competitors. A lot of people are thinking that right now the organic business is going to carry them through, and it will, but not as strong as it was a couple of years ago, guys. So we need to go out there and we need to go find other environments of business, right? Anybody else have any suggestions or any thought? Has anybody else put in a player perspective what their 23 is going to look like? Feel free to share, guys. Don't be shy. I'll start pointing at names.
So I'm working, you had already mentioned, Jose, I'm working on the green designation. So I have a couple more hours to finish on that. But that's going to allow me to be on, it's some type of green council, which will give me the opportunity to work with people who are looking for, I guess, that lead factor on homes and sustainability. So that's kind of the avenue I'm going for 23.
I love it. I love it. Because again, the next coming years, every builder is looking at how to not only build, economically, but build for the future. So they're taking all that in consideration, which makes sense. And there's a lot of, rehabbers that are aligning their properties to be more green efficient, which is good.
A lot of smart stuff too, a lot of electronic and smart stuff incorporated in that. So.
Yeah, absolutely. Anybody else? Come on, don't be shy, guys. The first of the year. Let me hear it.
I mean, I've started working with Greg, Kay and I started working with Greg at Homestead, and I'm starting to work with USA Mortgage on marketing and things like that. This is my year this is my 3rd year. So this is my year to really kind of jump in more than, I've kind of got the basics down. So now I need to really dive in with the advertising and marketing and really get myself out there. And that's that's what I want to do this year, is just kind of bring it to the next level. So I'll probably be giving you a call, Jose.
Yeah, no, listen, Sean, anytime, because honestly, Sean, even with this current market, I'm pretty confident you'll hit $5 million this year. Very confident. You just got to stick with it, and we got to stick hard with it. but you'll do $5 million this year. Mark my words, Sean, you will do it.
Okay.
We just got to make sure every day is moving up, you're moving the ball forward each and every day, right? As long as you do that, you will hit $5 million, man. No doubt about it. Okay.
Awesome.
Vanessa, your goal is to hit 2 mil. You're going to do 2.5. Watch. Mark my word. You'll do $2.5 million this year. Okay. I'm going to hold you to it. I'm going to be on top of that. Right. I got you. Jamie, you're going to easily do, in that market, you'll be able to do another 2 million or 2.5 yourself as well. So I can assure you that. Mine's going to shoot out $5 million without a doubt either. Joe, you'll be doing about $3.5 million this year. Mark my words, you will. Okay. And the reason why I'm so confident in that is because right now, everything that we're going to be laying down is going to get you there. But the only thing that I can't control is what you do outside of this phone call and outside of our personal calls, right? I can't be at your house and, hey, Sean, wake up, bud, where are we at? That's the part you guys got to take. You guys got to take that initiative, right? Kay's doing $6 million this year. If not, she's going to do 6.5. Mark my word, she'll do 6 to 6.5. Because she's going to break that ceiling of her 5 million marker, and she's going to do 6.5. And don't be shocked she breaks out with the $7 million figure. You guys are going to be like, holy crap, how'd she do that? Kylie's doing 3 million or 3.5, no doubt about it. Why do you think I feel so confident when I say these numbers, guys? Because now you guys have all the resources and tools in front of you, right? Now we're going to hold you guys accountable throughout this whole year. We're going to be your accountability partners. We're going to make sure that it's done accordingly. We're going to make sure that you're hitting every direction you're supposed to. We're going to control your guys' weakest link. Does that make sense? Your weakest link, we're going to find out and we're going to dig, and I'm going to dig until I get it out of you. And we're going to hold that part of your business, we're going to hold that accountable for you guys. Because now we're talking real numbers, guys. Now we're talking real numbers, what we have to hit. Put that on your board. I don't care where you want to see it. Put it on your mirror. Put it in your bathroom mirror. Wherever you spend time in, put it. That's your goal. Because we're going to break that down going backwards, right? We're going to see what it takes to hit 6 million. We're going to see what it takes to hit 3.5. We're going to see what it takes to do 5 mil. But we have to hit it. There is no ands or for buts, guys. This year, we will hit these numbers.
I'm currently working on my vision board, and I appreciate all this confidence and encouragement.
Listen, if I believe in you guys, your confidence level should be jumping out of your skin, guys, right? I know your numbers. Again, I know what you're capable of. We've seen your numbers. We know what you can hit. Now we're just moving the bar a little more. And guess what? It's natural in business to move your bar more. You don't want to settle for the same amount of business you did last year. Do we have a tough 23? Yeah, who cares, man? But you know what? We got other offsites of legs where we're going to focus on and recapture the business that technically, while this little, saturation and recorrection is happening here, we got all these other avenues we're going to tackle that's going to bring us revenue, guys. And it's all under your real estate umbrella. Legit, under your real estate umbrella. Mike, what's your goal this year? You're on mute, bud. You unmute him.
There it is.
There you go, Mike.
My first goal is to actually make this Zoom call work, I think. Anyway, I had turned in a business plan a couple of weeks ago. My goal for 22, not having a clue as to what I could develop, was a house a month. I ended up putting 20 on the board. Don't really know how. I mean, I do. I just took my time with people. There's no secret there. most of my clients I refer to lovingly as the land of misfit toys. We got the squirt gun that shoots jelly, and we've got the locomotive with square wheels, and people with credit problems and all of that. I took the demographic nobody, wanted from what it seemed anyway. And so my goal this year is 2 houses a month, and I need to raise the dollar amount of the houses that I'm selling. And that's only going to be as good as the clientele that's delivered to me. But I made a commitment to going out there and meeting people where they were, whatever their standing was, and if they could qualify to get something, work with them until we found something. And that was basically my deal. Going to continue to do my goofy ad promotions. And I'm going to scrape the name of my former company off the back of my Jeep as soon as the temperature allows, and replace that with Remax Gold. But I again, 15 months in, not sure. Market that we're heading into, not sure about that either, but there are always people that are needing to move for some reason. And first time buyers have been getting squashed for a mighty long time. And that's a pipeline that's going to continue to be there. And it's getting a little better for those people, like winning those multiple offer situations. The creamed corn wrestling matches was pretty rough. Convincing them to do whatever it took was, it was a matter of building trust. And I'm just going to do what I did last year, and we'll see where we land. That's
great, Mike.
That's all I got, man. I'll work hard.
No, that's good. That's good, Mike. Listen, you did extremely well. And one of the key points that Mike just hit, which is number 6 on my key point chart, is now your first-time buyers, your first-time home buyers do have leverage now. Before they didn't. Now they do. Now you can go with your first-time home buyer, educate them accordingly, educate them on how they need to go into an acquisition or a purchase. And guess what? The selling side will play now, because guess what? There's not going to be that many contracts going up there for above list price, guys. Not going to happen. You're going to have to remember how to do, adding your special agreements. You're going to have to add what additional costs in the other part of the contract on what you're going to ask the sellers for closing costs. Guess what? Buyers now have room for negotiating. They got negotiating power, right? So a lot of those people that perhaps were left behind, that you just couldn't get them into, they got frustrated. They were like, hey, I'm going to wait. Get a hold of those people again. Say, hey, this is your time now to shine. This is a good time to buy, right? This is a great time to buy. There's always going to be people still buying and selling, even through the hardest of hardship. There's still going to be buyers and sellers, guys. You just want to be the guys that stand out, right? When the time comes and that need that service of assistance, you want to have the proper branding out there so that they can call on you guys. So don't forget the first-time home buyers. Start talking about even doing first-time home buyer seminars with the current marketing conditions with certain lender partners. Don't be afraid to go out there and say, I'm going to set up a meeting, invite some people to the office, and I'm going to talk to them about how now the differences are on buying now from just buying last 6 months ago. Because it has changed. 8 months ago, it's changed dramatically. Plenty of options. I've given you 6 scenarios right now during a correction year on how to continue to grow your business, guys. We've given you that. And the best part about it is you guys have us now as accountability partners, right? Because now we're moving the ball forward. We are going to hit our goals. We will hit our goals.
Wasn't there a way back like in 2008 when everything happened that we were able to look at the tax record who was defaulting on their mortgages?
Yeah.
So you could hit them for the listing, the short.
Yeah, because it shows them when they're foreclosures. Sometimes it will even show you their foreclosure status in there too. When they filed a foreclosure and all that. And guess who can give you all that information? Your vendor partners, your lenders. They can find that. Your title companies. They can find all that.
help them, the sellers, with their listing, and they get to have control of their move instead of being forced out in a foreclosure.
So during, very good point, Kristen, but during the high point of real estate, banks wouldn't even consider doing short sales. They didn't. They would like take the home because we could fix it, flip it, and make money on it. That's what banks were doing. Now, banks aren't gonna take that risk. They're not. They don't want to invest in something that's gonna still possibly sit there. They can't do that. They're not gonna be allowed to do that. So what do you think's gonna happen? When those offers come in or those BPO prices come in, they're gonna want to say, look, why don't we do a short sale, right? Instead of go straight to foreclosure, let's do a short sale. Are you capable of helping me do a short sale? As a real estate professional, you will say yes. We can work with the short sale process. Michelle Seibert, back in the good old days, that is all she did for several years, even through the real estate booms. Short sales, short sales, short sales. She was basically a banking representative through I don't know how many banking institutions, and she would represent about 100 units literally of listings every quarter. I mean, it was something ridiculous.
And that requires a separate certification?
Not necessarily. What it helps or what it takes there is to have a relationship with the bank. You see what I'm saying? You become that lead person that's going to give them all the information they need. They will reciprocate and give you that business.
And the certificate helps, it just educates you more. Isn't there a short sale?
There is one out there. There's a short sale and a foreclosure one. I don't know which one it is, but you know, instead of jamming you with a bunch of books, guys, I'm old school. Make the phone call, call up there, introduce yourselves. You know, you don't have to be from St. Louis to call and introduce yourselves, because guess what? There's other agents outside of our market that are calling banks, I guarantee you, to this day, trying to set up relationships to try to market their homes, because we ran into agents that aren't even in St. Louis back in the day where we had to deal with this stuff. They weren't even from St. Louis, but they were the actual lead agent in handling these short sales. It's crazy. But all they did was make the call. They made the call. They weren't timid. They weren't insecure. They called up and said, who do I need to talk to about, you know, giving them my information on short sales, BPOs, you know, anything dealing with short sales or foreclosures. Everybody right now, for the most part, is kind of thinking that the market's going to just you know, adjust itself. Barely. No, it's going to adjust itself, but it's going to really adjust itself to where the real numbers needed to be anyway for the past 2 years, guys. So really the major ones that are getting affected are the ones that bought in the past 2 years way above list price. Remember that. Any questions on that, guys? All right, so now look, your order of business this week, okay, until we meet again, right? I want to see that. I want to see what headway you made with your contacts, with your vendors. I want to see, you know, your senior citizen stuff, the assisted living centers campaign. I want to see that. I want to see you guys make a couple phone calls to banking institutions, local credit unions, local banks. Get out there and get your name out there. Go visit these places, man. Remember, the business is not going to come to you. You got to go get the business, guys. You guys got to step outside the box and not wait to see what's going to come to you. You got to go and get it. That's salespeople 101. And we're not even salespeople, guys. We're market specialists, right? We help find homes that fit the criteria that our clients are going to want. We're not selling them homes. Remember that. We're selling them, honestly, their dream home. We're selling them dreams. We want to make sure we make their dreams possible. That's the confidence that you want, that a client's going to look at you and say, this guy didn't sell me that home. No, he helped me find the perfect home that when I made my decision on the home I want, it had everything I possibly wanted. These are the guys that we want help representing our clients. Got to get out there, guys. Got to get out there. It's not going to come to you. You know, get creative with your marketing. One cool little awesome thing, I just like to hype Mike up because it was the first time in my life that I seen this shit, and it was so cool. He made bar coasters, guys. Bar coasters. You see like the little circle that he has back there behind him? Similar to that. And he went to bars and said, hey, you guys want coasters? Some bars said yes, some bars said no, but guess what? The ones that said yes, they loved it. There was bar people, probably a couple drinks in, that they were like, hey, I saw your face on a coaster. They, you know, they ran into them. Like, how genius is that, guys? Think outside the box. Nothing here is unobtainable. Think outside the box. Get creative and have fun. It's doable, guys. It's very, very doable. Spend some time at those offices, especially the ones that have the fingerprint stuff going on. Even if you're not technically out of that office, hell, go find a seat out there. We picked up 2 clients and an agent, an agent out of the fingerprint stuff, guys. We're bringing about an average of how many people through those doors, Kristen?
30 people a day.
30 people a day, 5 days a week. That's 35 people, or 30, or not 30, 150 a week. My math's a little off, sorry. 150 people walk through those identity, the fingerprint places a week, guys. You know what? Next time, spend a couple hours just sitting there with your computer, chatting it up with these people, and I guarantee you'll make communication. If you get one person to react and one person say, hey, I'd be interested here. Oh, you know what? Give me your information. I'll send you some information just to kind of get you what's going on in the current market. One of them at Park is waiting to find a location to build this home in a certain area, a certain block right there in Lafayette somewhere. And I believe either Mona or Jamie Winter, I don't know who has it, but they have them as a lead. Like if anything comes in that makes that section or that criteria, she's gonna call them. That's a $900,000 deal, bud. It's worth staying in communication with somebody like that for 900 grand, don't you think? As Mike said earlier, you know, hey, just stay in touch with them. You know, be patient with people. Same here, right? We keep telling you day in and day out, get out there, get your CRM to start funneling in. Get in contact with this, keep in contact with the first, you know, the strong 25. Remember that? The strong 25 people, funnel them down, stay in contact, because either they're going to do it or they're going to refer somebody to you because you're top of mind. But in this current market in St. Louis, guess what? You got to get out there. Okay. We're a mid-market. We're not a huge market. We're a mid-market. So believe me, your branding stands out. If you get your branding out accordingly, your branding will stand out. You're a mid-market. You're not a huge market where you're going to be, you know, absorbed by all this other stuff. It's not going to happen. You're a mid-market. Any questions, guys? Do you guys understand how 2023 is doing business your way 2.023 is going to be? Right at your face, straightforward, accountability. We're talking numbers. All right. So you guys each have your goals, right? I've told you guys, right? 3.5, 5, 3, Jamie 3, Kay 6, 6.5, 7, Kylie 3, 3.5. What I want you guys to do, Mike easily is going to hit 5. I can already tell you he'll hit more than 5 this year. He's on pace. I see it. What I want you guys to do now is I want you to work that number backwards now. I want you guys to come to me next week or when we meet again, say, look, it's going to take me this many phone calls a week. I got them down packed in my week. Here's how I'm going to handle. Here's how many visits I'm going to do. Here's what I'm going to go do and talk to neighborhood businesses, pass out information. I want to be known as the guy or as the lady that's representing that area. Are we all on the same page, guys? Let's go get it, because I'm going to be calling you guys. Don't be, when you see my name, don't be like, oh, shit, block. All right? Don't do that to me, guys. I'm going to be checking in. So will Brent. So will Lynn. We'll all be checking in, guys. All right. No questions. Thanks a lot. Mike, welcome to the team. Everybody have an outstanding week. Let's kill this week, guys. Let's make it happen, all right? We're here for you guys. Let us know what you guys need. Thank you guys here in studio. Appreciate you guys here. And we'll see you guys on the next one, guys. Take care.